Hello music producers and welcome to this exciting video. Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how I do mix vocals, and we're going to be working with an amazing song here, and I'm going to be showing you guys how we went from this
There will be mountains that I will have to climb,
to this.
and there will be battles that I will have to fight.
Alright guys, so as you can see we're going to be mixing the vocals, and I'm going to be showing you the effects I used on this and how I went about this and how I mixed the vocals in general. Alright guys, so first of all, as you can see we have a recording right here, and this is like the main vocal.
There will be mountains.
And then we also have this second one, which is like it was a second take by the vocalist, all right, and it's just like for the background, and together they sound like this.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb.
All right. So first things first, if I'm to go over to the mixer, as you can see what we have here, we have our instrumental on mixer track 1, all right. Then we have the main vocal on mixer track 2. We have the reverb, a separate insert for the reverb, a separate insert for the delay, and then we also have the vocal doubler right here, which is this second track that we have here, assigned to mixer track 5. And then we now have a boss channel where all these 4 inserts are routed to. As you can see right down here, you can see that the insert 2 is not routed to the master, but it's routed over to this vocal boss right here. The reverb also is routed to the boss. The delay is also routed to the boss channel, and the vocal doubler is also routed to the boss channel. And then on the master bus, everything now is now routed over here to the master track. All right, so that's just the basic setup. But if I'm to mute all this, okay, all these 3, and just work on the vocal itself,
There will be.
I will also go ahead and turn off all the effects so we can work on them and see what exactly is going on in each of them. So this is the dry vocal that we have going on right now.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb.
So as you can see, first of all, we have a parametric EQ, and this is just to take out some of the low end, all right, that we do not need. All right, so as you can see, I just did a high pass filter and just took out a portion of the low end right here. All right, so
There
as you can see,
be mountains.
all right guys, and next up we have pitcher right here. And what pitcher is for is actually for pitch correction. It does the same thing as auto tune, but this actually is a stock plugin with FL Studio, and it actually comes with FL Studio. The major setting you have to work on right here is to find the key of the song. So as you can see, the key of the instrumental right here is a G sharp major. All right, so you have to set that, and then you can actually set the auto tune speed and how fast it is and how slow it is. Now the faster you go, the more robotic it sounds, and the slower you go, the more natural and more human it sounds. All right, so if I'm to go to the fastest right here and play a sound,
There will be mountains that I will have to climb.
you can hear that kind of robotic sound it has. If I'm to take it to around this medium part, it's like you won't even notice the picture taking its effect.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb, and there will.
All right, so that is that. And then I just went ahead to set it to somewhere around here for this particular track to find that sweet spot. So those are just the major settings that I actually use for this. There's also going to be an in-depth video on this coming up very soon, so please subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so that you don't miss out when that video drops. All right guys, and next up we have Pro Q3 here, an EQ. All right, and I just use this to take out some of the harsh frequencies, as you can see right here. So what I just do right here is I just play through it and then find some harsh frequencies in the audio,
That I will have to find.
and then when I actually find that harsh frequency, all I just do is I just notch it down a bit and kind of reduce that frequency. There is no specific number of bands you need to do this. You can just keep searching for frequencies until you know that it sounds okay, then you can now move to the next stage. And then next up we have a limiter for compression. All right, so I just compress the vocal right here.
And there will be battles that I will have to fight.
And then next up we have a sound equalizer, and I just use the A preset. All right, and then brought it up to this level. And then with the sound equalizer we have this.
And there will be battles that I will have to fight, but victory or defeat.
And then next up I also added a fruity blood overdrive for distortion. You can see I actually didn't bring up this knob at all, and I actually took the mix level halfway just to add a very little distortion. I don't really need much of it, just very little to just give the vocal more life. All right,
and there will be battles that I will have to fight, but victory or defeat.
All right, guys, and then lastly right here I have Nova. Okay, and I just use this for de-essing. All right, because after I added the distortion and everything, I was hearing some hash S and hash T frequencies. All right, so I just use this to just take down those hash frequencies. All right, and I actually have a detailed video on how to use this particular plugin to De-ess Vocals. All right, so if that's what you want to know, there's a link in the description for you to go ahead and watch that. All right, so I have this going on, and this is what we have now.
And there will be battles that I will have to fight, but victory or defeat.
All right, and then after this stage, this is like just you're editing the main vocal. All right, so what you want to do is next up you want to add your reverb and add all the extra effects that you want to add. Okay, there are a whole lot of of things that you can do from here, but I just wanted to make this as simple as possible. All right, so instead of adding my reverb on my main channel right here, which is okay, there's nothing wrong in doing that. Okay, so I just have my reverb on another track entirely. As you can see, Fruity Reverb 2 right here. As you can see the settings I had, and I brought the dry down because your dry has to be down because you don't want the dry audio to be in this track. All you want is just the reverb. It's very, very important to bring your dry down. But so first things first, you actually have to route this track to that channel. All right, so as you can see, we have this routed here, and you can do that just by clicking on the track. For example, if you don't have it, just by clicking right here, that is all. It is routed already. All right, and then if I'm to play this right now, you will hear the reverb taking effect.
And there will be battles that I will have to fight.
And there are a lot of advantages of actually routing your reverb to another track. You can actually go ahead and EQ the reverb. You can add effects to the original reverb itself, which is you can't really do a lot of creative things if you added your reverb to the track, to this main vocal effect rack. And you can also go ahead and sidechain the reverb, which is actually one of the most important things you will need, which is something that might be a little bit difficult for you to do if you have your reverb right here on the main vocal track. So as you can see, I also have a sidechain here.
It's up to me to decide, but how can I expect to win if I never try?
Alright guys, and I also have detailed video on all these specific topics, like how to sidechain tracks, how to route your reverb to a separate channel on the mixer. Okay, and all the links are down in the description. So if this is something you have little knowledge of or you want to know more about, there is a detailed video in the description for you to go ahead and check those out. Alright guys, and the next up we have the delay, which is also the same process as the reverb. First of all, you route the main vocal to that track, as you can see with this green line going to the track 4. Okay, and then we also added the delay, on the track, and then this time we have to take the mix to 100. All right, because taking it to 0 is just the dry vocal. Okay, and taking it to 100 is just 400% the delay, which is what you want. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to do. Then next up, you have to then use the fader to kind of fine tune exactly the sweet spot of the delay, because you don't want it to be everywhere, or you don't want it to overshadow the main vocal. So just kind of take it down a bit and just kind of find a sweet spot. And then lastly, we also have the sidechain right here to sidechain the delay to the main vocal. And this is what we have going on all together.
It's up to me to decide, but how can I expect to win if I never try?
Alright guys, and this is just basically the vocals itself. Alright, and then next up we have this right here. Alright, and then this is track 5. As you can see, we have the vocal doubler, and this is actually exactly the same thing as the vocals. As you can see, I actually just copied and pasted the effects directly. All right, but I just added 2 extra effects, which is a vocal doubler. All right, and this plugin is a very awesome plugin. There's a link in the description to go ahead and get it. It's a free plugin. Okay, all it does is that it just kind of creates extra layers of vocals on top of that main vocal, and just kind of spreads it out, just create this unique effect actually. All right, and then I have the effect slot right here, and I just turned on effect only. Okay, because turning on effect only removes the original voice and just leaves that spacious effect that it adds, because I don't want to have this just like a dry and wet knob. Okay, so I just wanted the effects alone, okay, which is that icon, which is what this button is for. And then next up, I also added a reverb, okay, just to make it spacious. All right, so just the effects alone, we have this.
It's up to me to decide, but how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't keep up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody's.
All right guys, so as you can see, we have that going on, and then basically this is all the effects for the individual tracks. And then lastly, we have the vocal bus where all these individual inserts are routed to. Okay, as you can see, the vocal itself is routed to the master bus, which is on insert 6 right here. And you can see the reverb, the delay, and the vocal doubler itself is also routed to 6. Okay, and on the vocal bus, we also have a little bit of fine-tuning effect that we just use to fine-tune the vocals itself. All right, so first of all, we have the parametric EQ just to take out some of the low end gain that might have come in due to the effects that we've added along all the tracks. All right, and then we also have a limiter for compression. All right, just minor compression. And then we have lastly a sound equalizer. Very slightly use this. You don't use this too much because you already the vocal already sounds good. Okay, but this is just to make it sound a bit more better. And without the effect on the vocal bus, this is how it sounds.
It's up to me to decide,
but with the effects on the vocal bus, this is how it sounds.
It's up to me to decide.
Like I said, it's just a very minor effect, but it does make it sound better. And with the instrumental in and everything, this is how it all sounds.
It's up to me to decide, but how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't give up now. Hey, I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me.
Alright guys, so that'll be it for this video. Please, if you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel, and also enable notifications so that you get notified when I upload a new video just like this for you guys. Till we meet again guys, stay safe and see you in the next one.